So we have seen, see, this was a multiple access protocols, right? So we have seen the random access protocol, which were Aloha, CSMA, CSMA CD, and CSMA CA, correct? So now let us move ahead with the controlled access protocol. So these controlled access protocols are reservation, polling, and token passing. Fine. So what does they do? So it is a method of reducing a data frame collision on a shared channel, right? So what the main purpose behind this controlled access is to reduce the data frame collisions on the shared channel. So in the control access method, each station interacts and decides to send a data frame by a particular station approved by all other stations. So it's like a talk between the stations, and they decide upon each other that who will send a data frame on the channel. It means that a single station cannot send a data frame unless all other stations are not approved. So the three types of this control access are reservation, polling, and token passing. Correct. So let's see this one by one: reservation, polling, and token passing. Fine. So what do we do in a reservation method? So in the reservation method, you can see that we have a reservation frame. So in a reservation frame, whoever gets access of it, that particular station transmits a data for that particular time slots. So in this frame, if the one is having access, then the station one will transmit the data. For the next frame, if 1, 3, 4 are having the access, then those stations will send a data. So in this case, the reservation of the station is done beforehand. Then we have a polling functions, right, for the polling method. What does this polling function do? So it polls, right? It polls for the free channel. So the way we have a polling, we have the select function also. So once the select request is sent and the acknowledgement is received by a station, then only it will send a data. So first it asks whether we can able to send a data by the select function. Once the acknowledgement is received, then this data is sent from the primary station, right? In a polling method, the primary station continuously polls for the shared channel, right? And till the time it gets the acknowledgement. Once it gets the acknowledgement, then only data is transmitted. So it continuously sends for the data from the, it continuously sends through a polling function for a data through a workstation, and once it receives the data, it sends the acknowledgement, right? And then we have a token passing method. Now what is this token passing method? In a token passing method, a token, the station which is having the token of passing a data will be able to pass a data on a channel, right? So this can be implemented in a ring topology very well. So here we can see that if the station is having the token, that particular station is allowed to send a data on a shared channel, right? So this is how my controlled access is given to a shared channel, right? So these are the different three methods for giving a controlled access on the channel. So they are reservation, polling, and token passing, correct? Now let's move to the channelization protocol, correct? So channelization protocol. Let's move to the channelization protocol. So these channelization protocols include FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. Fine. So what are these FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA? So let's see this one by one. Right. So FDMA is a frequency division multiple access, TDMA is a time division multiple access, and CDMA is a code division multiple access, right? So in a channelization protocol, basically, what does it do? It allows the total usable bandwidth in a shared channel to be shared by across a multiple stations based on their time, distance, and ports. And that's the reason we have this different types, right? So it can access all the stations at the same time to send the data frames to the channel. So the first is my FDMA, correct? So let's look at this FDMA method. Okay, from the image, right? From the image, we can see that this particular method is used to divide the available bandwidth into equal bands so that multiple users can send the data through a different frequency to the sub channel. Right. So each station is reserved with a particular band to prevent the crosstalk between the channels and interfaces of the station. Correct. So what has happens in FDMA? So in a FDMA, we divide these frequencies to the different channels. So there is a feeling of having a dedicated channel for every station, and they are supposed to transmit their data in this sub channel itself. Correct. So that is my FDMA. After the frequency division multiple access, we have the time division multiple access, right? So what happens in time division multiple access? So it allows the same frequency bandwidth to be shared across multiple stations with a different time slots. So to avoid the collision in the shared channel, it divides the channel into frequency slots that allocates the station to transmit a data frames. Correct? So what does it do? It divides into the different time slots. So at a time, one station is allowed to transmit a data on a channel. So a complete frequency is dedicated to that particular channel. A complete bandwidth is dedicated to that particular channel for a given time slot. So TDMA has that's the reason the TDMA has an overload of a synchronization, right? Because there is a complete bandwidth which is dedicated to a given station, but for a given time slot only. So that's my time division multiple access. And after this, we have the CDMA, that is a code division multiple access, right? Now, what happens in the code division multiple access? See, over here, each station transmits data frame with the full frequency on the shared channel at all time. It does not require a division of a bandwidth on a shared channel or the time slots like a TDMA or a FDMA. If multiple stations sends the data to the channel simultaneously, their data frames are separated by the unique code sequence. राइट तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है जस्ट हैव अ सिंपल एग्जांपल कि आपका कोई डेटा है से योर डेटा इज मल्टीप्लाइड विथ सम कोड सीक्वेंस and then it has some different output itself. So that particular code is transmitted to the data over a shared channel. That particular code is transmitted as a data over a shared channel, right? For example, just take an example. There are multiple users in the room. They are continuously speaking, right? So data is received by the users if only 2 person interact with each other using the same language, right? बाकी सभी बात कर लेकिन दो two people are talking in the same language, then that data can be transmitted successfully. So like this, we have the unique codes which are given to the stations. So your data is sent with that unique codes so that those two stations only communicate with each other simultaneously with the different codes or different languages, right? So that is my CSMACD. Right? So this is all about channel access protocols, right? So we have the multiple access protocols in which we have seen 3 types: random access protocols, controlled access protocols, and channelization protocols. So in a random access, what we have is randomly we will be able to access a channel, right? So here we have Aloha, CSMA, CSMA-CD, and CSMA-CA. In control access protocols, we keep a control with the control of the channel has to be granted. The control of the channel has to be granted to a station, and then only station is allowed to send the data. So this controlled access is implemented with 3 methods: reservation, pooling, and token passing. And lastly, we have the channelization protocol, which is how my bandwidth is divided among different stations. So my bandwidth is divided or my channels are shared among the different stations with the way of FDMA, that is a frequency division multiple access, time division multiple access, and a code division multiple access, right? So this is all about the multiple access protocols on data link layer.